Dominic or Davion, are you here with me? Both of them? Are they both here? Dominic or Davion, do you personally believe that Mackenzie had this plan premeditated? Do you think this was a plan of hers for a while now?
Damn right.
Damn right. Wow. Was Mackenzie being physical towards Dominic in the car right before she made the crash happen?
God, Frank.
Okay. Wow. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Jenny Love here, of course, and today guys we're going to do a spirit box video. We're just going to ask a few questions to these spirits today, hoping that they do come through. Before I started filming this video, I did attempt to contact these spirits to kind of get a head start, to kind of make sure that they come through before I even bother with filming and things like that. And I have gotten a little bit of confirmation, not 100%, but a little bit. I'm pretty confident. So anyways, today guys, we are going to try to contact the victims from the intentional car crash that was caused by Mackenzie Shirilla. She was traveling home one night with her boyfriend, Dominic Russo, and their friend, Davion Flanagan. They were coming back from a party at a friend's house. They were celebrating recently graduating high school. And at the time, Mackenzie was 17. I'm not exactly sure how old Dominic and Davion were. I know that they were around the same age. Again, they just graduated high school, so they're like, 17, 18 years old. Mackenzie was 17. However, Mackenzie decided to purposefully accelerate to 100 miles per hour while all three of them were in the car and crash into the side of a building, very tragically and sadly unaliving both Dominic and Davion. Now, Mackenzie did survive the accident, and she has been sentenced to, correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows this, but I want to say it was 15 years to life in prison. And she was recently sentenced. This accident happened approximately a year or so ago. I've been following it here and there ever since. And as you guys know, I always like to wait a while to do spirit box sessions on the death of anybody, but mostly whoever, has died tragically in any type of accident or unexpected death. I do like to give some time, for the family to grieve. And of course the family is always going to grieve, but I like to give some time before I do the spirit box sessions and reach out. So it has been approximately a year. So respectfully, I'm going to try to reach out to both Dominic and Davion, one or the other or both, if they both want to come through. And I'm just going to ask them a few questions. I'm not going to keep them here for a while or, anything like that. It's just going to be a few simple questions. So as always, guys, I do have my SB7 spirit box. Again, as I say all the time, this is not an app. This is an actual SB7 set to AM radio sweeping in reverse. I also have my devices here. I don't know if you can, there we go, see that? And then of course the SB7 hooked to the amplifier so that we can better hear any responses that come through. All right, guys, without further ado, let's attempt to contact Dominic Russo and Davion Flanagan. Okay, so we are here today to try to reach out to the spirits of Dominic Russo and Davion Flanagan. If either or both are here, can you confirm that to us? I heard something, but I was talking, of course. Dominic or Davion, are you here with me? Can you please confirm? Both of them? Are they both here? I would like a little bit more confirmation if possible. Dominic or Davion, if you are here with me, can you say one of your names over the spirit box, please? I want to say that I heard a male voice come through and say something Davion. Did I hear that correctly? Okay. Is Davion here with me? Okay. I definitely feel more than one energy, that's for sure. Whether it's both Dominic and Davion, I don't know, but I want to say that I really feel that Davion is here. Okay, I want to say that Davion is definitely here. I feel him. I've heard a few times on the spirit box what sounded like his name. I'm not sure though, I do have to listen back. Okay, so I have a question for Davion or even Dominic, if Dominic is here with us today. When Mackenzie accelerated to 100 miles per hour to crash the car into the side of the building, is that because Dominic and Mackenzie were arguing? Nobody knows. Okay, nobody knows what took place in the car that night, except for Mackenzie, Dominic, and Davion. And of course, Mackenzie is the only survivor of that wreck. But a lot of people are saying that there's a good possibility that Mackenzie and Dominic were arguing or fighting, because I guess they did that often. And Mackenzie may have driven her car into the side of the building on purpose in hopes to take all three of their lives in fear that Dominic was going to leave her. Now, is this true? Can you confirm that? Okay, wow. Dominic or Davion, do you personally believe that Mackenzie had this plan premeditated? Do you think this was a plan of hers for a while now? Damn right. Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay. That was clear. Why did she make this plan? What was her reason? So do you not believe that this was a heat of the moment kind of thing where Mackenzie just decided, you know, last minute to do what she did due to some arguing or threatening that was going on in the car that night? Or that may have been going on in the car that night, allegedly? I think. Okay. Was Mackenzie hoping to also end her own life as well when this happened? Was Mackenzie being physical towards Dominic in the car right before she made the crash happen? Okay. I heard something got friends and then yeah, right after that. So one last thing I want to mention is several months after the crash, Mackenzie was seen making TikToks with her friends around Halloween time, and she was dressed up as a corpse, ironically enough and disgustingly enough. So Was Mackenzie happy that she unalived you, Dominic and Davion, and survived? Was she happy about that? Okay. She didn't seem like she was unhappy or sad or grieving or anything at all when she was making those TikToks. That's the disturbing part.
My point on it.
That's your point on it? Okay. All right, my last question to the spirits or Dominic and Davion is, do you believe that Mackenzie's sentence wasn't enough for what she did? Do you believe that she should have received the death penalty instead for purposely taking both of your lives?
Nope.
You didn't know? You didn't know that she was going to do that? Wow. Okay, well, I don't want to overwhelm the spirits. I'm going to leave it at that. And maybe we'll do a part 2 and ask some more questions. If you guys have any questions that you want me to ask and maybe a part 2, leave them down in the comments. All right, guys. Yeah, as I just said, if you have any questions that you want me to ask on this specific case, if I was to decide to do a part 2 on the spirit box session, let me know in the comments below what kinds of questions that you would like me to ask, and I will try my best to get to them. And I want to thank Dominic and Davion for coming through. Again, I'm not sure if Dominic was here, but Davion, yes, I definitely want to say that Davion was or is maybe still here. When I'm done with the spirit box session, of course, I will send them off graciously and invite them back if we want to speak to them again. But I want to also thank you guys for joining me today, as always. If you like this video, please don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed. I do have a new schedule that I have here for my YouTube channel, putting out a little more content than I was before. And I explained that in a video that I did, I believe, on Tuesday. And that's the one where I was talking about my my take and opinion on the whole Gypsy Rose Blanchard situation. So if you didn't see that, go on over and check that out. And again, thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I hope you guys have a great week. Take care, guys. Is there anything that you want your friends and family or the public to know that has not been covered in this case?
There's gonna be names.
There's going to be names?
With gas price.
What? Oh my God. That just literally said something about being on the gas, not the brake. And then immediately after, I heard what sounded like a car horn honking. Did you guys hear that? Like part of the spirit's energy making them both.
More danger.
More danger. Why did Mackenzie crash the car?
A personal
Over a personal problem?
I would say.
What? Oh my God. Hello everyone, this is Jenny Love here, and I know it's been a very long time since I have uploaded any content, spirit box videos, paranormal investigations, things like that. I plan on filming a video soon explaining where I've been and why and things like that, but I've been getting a lot of requests, especially lately, from all of you guys that I do a part 2 spirit box session with Dominic Russo and Davion Flanagan. A lot of you know that about a year and a half ago, I did a spirit box video reaching out to Dominic and Davion. And I also made a video where I explain my take on the entire situation. And then recently, Netflix came out with a documentary, and because of that, you guys resorted to watching some of my videos pertaining to the case, and many of you are asking for a part 2. So as I return to my YouTube channel after about a year's break, I would say, this is going to be my first video coming back, reaching back out to Dominic and Davion. So if you guys did not see my previous spirit box video, I will put the link in the description for you guys so you can watch that and then come back to this and watch, or you can watch this first and then watch that. I don't think it really matters. But anyways, I do have a few questions that I want to ask Dominic and Davion and see if they will come through. When I shut my camera off, I will spend the next 10 or 15 minutes doing a little bit of a meditation and, setting up protection and things like that to void off anything bad that might try to come through, and of course try to contact Dominic and Davion so that hopefully their presence will be present, if you will, for us to start this session. Oh, and the K2 meter. Wow. Okay, they might be ready already. All right, guys, here we go. All right, guys, as always, I do have my SB7 spirit box going. It is set to AM and it is sweeping in reverse. I have my K2 meter here. I have some selenite here for protection. And of course, I have a rosary here for protection as well. I do have the spirit portal box amplifier hooked up to both of these pedals to drown out as much of the static noise as we can so that we can more clearly hear the responses that come through. And then, of course, that would go right here through the SB7. This is not an app. This is not a rigged device. This is a traditional SB7 radio spirit box. So, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and start. Before I started this video, I did do a little bit of meditating for a few minutes to try and see if I could get some spirit guidance, or even Dominic or Davion. And the second I asked for it, like literally right after I turned off my camera, my K2 meter started going nuts. Well, actually right before, I think you guys may have seen that. And then when I turned it off, it started going even crazier. So I'm going to go ahead and hope and slightly assume that Dominic, right there, I don't know if you guys saw that, Dominic or Davion is here. Is that confirmation? Dominic and Davion, are you here with me? Can you light the meter again? Okay, we're going to go ahead and just turn up the volume on this spirit box. They might already be communicating and we don't even know it because I have the volume all the way down. So let's go ahead and turn it up. Dominic. Ooh. Okay, wow. I'm sorry about that static, guys. Sometimes when spirits are trying to utilize the device to come through, the static sound will rev up a little louder right before you hear a response. You might notice that pattern. So Dominic and or Davion, can you confirm that you're here with me by either touching my meter or saying your name? Are Dominic and or Davion here with me right now? If so, can you say yes or say your name?
Very, very young.
Wow, we were very young. Wow. That was very clear. Yes, yes, you were very young. I believe 18 and 20 years old at the time, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct? I think Davion was 18 or 19 and Dominic was 20.
She'll get rid of.
She'll get rid of me? Is there anything that you want your friends and family or the public to know that has not been covered in this case?
There's going to be names.
There's going to be names? What names?
Just again.
Wow. Okay. Can you, just for confirmation purposes, Dominic or Davion, can you tell me the name of the person that crashed the car that caused your unaliving? Who crashed the car?
I think that.
Okay. It's so annoying when you go to... Hold on. As I was... Ooh!
But
It said bye, and then a very light voice said something. Again, I'm going to have to listen back on that. But as I started to say, you know, I paused for quite a while. I even cut some of my pausing out of the video so that you guys aren't sitting here like stationary with me for long periods of time. Some people say, you know, you don't give them time to answer, you talk too much. Well, I don't. I just cut out most of the quiet parts so that you guys aren't bored. If I ever did these spirit box sessions live, then you would understand what I'm saying.
next story.
Next door? Next door to who? If that's what that said, next door or next story? Who could... Oh.
Negotiation.
Negotiation, huh? You know, like before when I did the Spirit Box video contacting Dominic and Davion, I feel the same this time as I felt last time, where I feel like Davion is here, but Dominic is not. And I want to try to confirm that.
I'm not sure he's.
I'm not sure he is. Okay, wow. Is Davion here?
Gas price.
What? Oh my God. That just literally said something about being on the gas, not the brake. And then immediately after, I heard what sounded like a car horn honking. Did you guys hear that? Oh my God. Is that what I just heard? Are you trying to tell me that she slammed on the gas and didn't apply the brake? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Into the wall. What? That just lit up. She drove the car into the wall. That is correct. Into the side of a building. Did she do it on purpose?
As you mentioned it.
It played as you mentioned it. Wow. Oh my gosh. They're really trying. This keeps lighting up a little bit, by the way. I keep noticing it. And I'm wondering if it's just a part of the energy that's working with this that's making that go off. Like part of the spirit's energy making them both.
More danger.
More danger. Oh my gosh. Did Mackenzie crash the car on purpose? Can you say yes or no? Wow, I have goosebumps.
Second option D.
I couldn't make that out. I have to listen back. Keep an eye on that K2 meter. It keeps lighting up periodically. A little bit.
And being safe.
She wasn't being safe. So she did it on purpose? Is that what you're saying? I heard a very faint voice say yes, but I have to listen back. Wow.
Scored yes?
Yes? Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. What else do you have to say? I know you're trying. I know you're trying.
I would say.
What? Oh my God. Oh my gosh. That K2 meter keeps blinking too. Just the one green light. Like I said, I really think it is part of the energy of the spirit, which I think is Davion, utilizing this device. Talking about that. Yep. Utilizing this device, and part of his energy is coming over onto that. I could be wrong, but I'm shaking. Why did Mackenzie crash the car?
A personal problem.
Over a personal problem? What? Was it a problem between her and Dominic? Were they fighting? Were they fighting in the car before she crashed it? Was the crash an intentional last-minute decision due to something that Dominic may have said to Mackenzie in the car? I didn't catch that. Ooh! Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, guys. It does that when the spirit is really trying, I'm telling you. Makes me jump when it happens. Did he tell her that he no longer was in love with her? Or that he no longer loved her? Did she snap and crash the car? I want to know, because I got 2 more questions pertaining to that. Did Dominic tell Mackenzie that he no longer loved her? Yes, he did. Yes, he did love her, or he told her that he didn't love her. That's confusing. Do you think that this crash was premeditated? Did Mackenzie plan this beforehand? Was this Mackenzie's last resort or last plan because she knew in the back of her mind that Dominic was going to break up with her?
Oh, with a punch.
A punch? It was a punch? Did somebody punch somebody in the car? Was something happening in the car that caused Mackenzie to intentionally crash the car? She wouldn't listen? Is that what I just heard? I'm definitely going to have to listen back, but that's what it sounded like. So I'm assuming from what we're gathering that a fight broke out in the car, an argument. He might have said to her that he no longer loves her. Wow. That he no longer loves her or plans to leave her. She might have went crazy, hitting him, smacking him, punching him. And maybe accelerated the brake. Did I say accelerate the brake? I meant to say accelerate the gas out of spite. You know, in the heat of the moment. And when the spirit, Davion, I'm assuming, just said that she wouldn't listen. I'm assuming because she wouldn't stop the car after she already...
70 years.
7 years? I don't know what that means. That's what that said. Is that correct? She wouldn't listen because you guys were trying to get her to stop the car? At the bottom. Well, we know that once the car was gone through by a professional after the accident, we know that the gas was applied until the car went 100 miles per hour with absolutely no touch of the brake. And we also know that... okay, wow. That the car was shifted from drive to neutral back to drive during the speeding right before the impact. So we're assuming that either Dominic or Davion was freaking out trying to get the car to stop because Mackenzie wouldn't listen and she wouldn't stop the car. This is what I'm gathering. Is this correct? Did you guys try everything you could to stop her from crashing the car? Wow. You got it? Do you think Mackenzie was also trying to take her own life as well? Did Mackenzie also... Ooh. Broke his neck, I heard. I'm not sure if Dominic or Davion's necks were broken during the accident. I don't know. I hope not. But I just heard broke his neck. Oh. Okay, what is going on? Who broke his neck? Dominic. I just heard Dominic. I'm not sure if that's true, guys. Let me know in the comments if anybody has heard that. I did hear that the medical examiner in court was not at all discreet about the condition of Dominic's body after the accident, but I personally did not hear what they said. So if a broken neck is part of that, then wow.
Curious about it.
Curious about it. Okay. So here's my final question. Does Mackenzie have any remorse or empathy toward Dominic and Davion and the families? Any at all? Or is she too worried about herself and trying to get out of prison rather than accept the consequences for her actions? Have y'all heard those prison phone calls? She didn't die. It sounded like music though a little bit, but it said she didn't die. Huh. It sounded like somebody sung it rather than say it. Yes, we know she didn't die. Anyways, the recorded prison phone calls between Mackenzie and her mother are absolutely disgusting.
My leg.
Something about my leg. I don't know. But yeah, if you guys have not listened to those phone calls, they're on YouTube. Go listen to them. They are disgusting. Like, horrible. Horrible. Her parents are just horrible, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I can do another video where I sit and, talk to you guys about my opinion again, especially since new evidence and new things has risen since I have done a video last on this subject. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd want to watch, because I do have a lot to say, especially when it comes to her parents. Absolutely. All right, one final question to Davion and Dominic, if Dominic is here. She hurt me? Is that what that said? It sounded like it said she hurt me. Is there anything that either of you want to say to your family, your friends, the people who pray for you every day?
Dallas.
Now listen? Okay, we're listening. What would you like to tell your families? What would you like to tell your parents? Your siblings? Your best friends? I love you, Dad. I just heard I love you, Dad. That sounded like a young man's voice, too. Wow. Well, Dominic and Davion, I know both of your fathers love you very much.
I don't have to worry about it.
They don't have to worry about us. Are you safe? Are you good? Are you doing good? Are you at peace? Dominic and Davion, are you at peace in heaven? Wow. Okay. Well, I would like to thank Dominic and Davion. Again, I'm not really sure if Dominic came through again like last time, but I really, really believe that Davion did. There was a lot of things that came through to kind of... I did? Okay. It sounded like I said I did or something. I got to listen back. But like last time, it's like I could feel him, and I feel the same way. So I want to thank you, Dominic and Davion, for coming through and speaking with me, answering some questions. We all are very concerned, and of course... Eternally thank you. Wow, you are very, very welcome. Feel free to come through anytime. Again, if you guys want me to do another session, a part 3, if you will, let me know in the comments. I will do so. There's a lot that I have to go through and listen back. Let me turn this down. Thank you. Oh my gosh, you're very welcome. Thank you. I feel like they're going to say something. They're trying. All right, guys. Wow. So there is some things that came through very clear and had some good confirmation. And then there's, of course, some other things that came through that the K2 meter is lighting up again a little bit. That I have to sift through and listen back on to try and figure out what was coming through as far as everything. And hopefully I can, get some more good responses when I enhance everything to be able to hear it better. If you heard anything specific come through that I may not have caught, as always, please do put it in the comments and make sure that you guys timestamp it so that I can go back and listen, and anybody else as well. And yeah, I am back, guys. So expect more Spirit Box videos, more paranormal investigations, probably once a week at this point until we can pick back up. Thank you guys so much for being patient with me and sticking by my side and not leaving. I really appreciate that. And of course, thank you guys so much for being with me here today and with Dominic and Davion. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys. Can you say the name or your name?
Dominic.
Dominic. Okay. Wow. Thank you very much. Wow. Is that why she crashed the car? Okay. She took me out. Did you not want to be with her anymore? Yep. Okay. Dominic, do you have anything that you want to say to your sister or your father, your mother, or any of your close friends or family?
Good for me.
Wow. Hello everyone. I hope you're all doing good. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you are returning, thank you so much. It's good to see you. So today I'm going to be doing a part 3 Spirit Box session on Dominic and Davion. A lot of you requested a part 3 after seeing part 2, but I'm going to say, guys, that after part 3, I'm going to take a little bit of a break from reaching out to Dominic and Davion because there are other troubled or lost souls, shall I say, that I would like to reach out to get some answers. And I know that the souls that I would like to reach out to I know that you guys would want some answers from them too. And I will get into that in another video as to what is coming up next as far as spirit box sessions. But you guys did request a part 3 where I attempt to reach out to Dominic Russo and Davion Flanagan. Again, if you're new here, welcome. And if you don't know who Dominic and Davion are, unfortunately, they were 2 young souls whose lives were taken by Mackenzie Sharilla. She purposely crashed her car at 100 mile per hour speed with the gas fully accelerated to the floor, crashed it into the side of a building, unaliving her boyfriend Dominic and her friend Davion. And she did survive. She is in prison, but there is a lot of controversy going on right now pertaining to that case. And it's been about 4 years since it happened, but you know, a lot of questions we have for Dominic and Davion, especially since the Netflix documentary, The Crash, came out. A lot of people were aware of the incident, but I believe not enough people were aware until the documentary came out. And so now naturally, you know, a lot of people have some questions. And I covered many of those questions in my Spirit Box video that I did a year and a half ago, reaching out to Dominic and Davion. And then last week I did a part 2. I wasn't going to, obviously, because it's been a year and a half, but, you know, after many of you saw the documentary, you saw my video, and you wanted some answers. So you requested a part 2, and I did. And now you want a part 3. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be asking some questions. Some of the questions may be repetitive from last time, but if I do ask the same question, it's basically for confirmation, because we may not have gotten a solid answer the last time I asked, or maybe we just want to confirm, you know, by hearing it again, just to be sure. So sit back, relax, enjoy. Don't forget to put a great big thumbs up on this video if you do happen to enjoy it. Please share it out to any family and friends who you think would enjoy this content. And yeah, I'm going to pause here for a little bit, do a little bit of meditating, try and draw the spirits in a little bit here. I do have some selenite for protection here. I also have a blessed rosary also for protection. I have a cat ball and the K2 meter there, just in case the spirits want to communicate in any other way besides, you know, speaking through the portal box. All right, guys, here we go. All right, guys, I do have my SB7 on set to AM. It is sweeping in reverse, and I have it connected here to the amplifier to amplify the responses. And of course, I have the 2 reverb and cleft pedals hooked up to drown out as much of the static noise as we can. Of course, we're not going to be able to drown out all of it. As you guys know from my last spirit box, we hear most of the static shortly before a spirit responds. That is just indication that they are utilizing the device to speak to us. So we are going to try to drown out as much of the static as we can, but of course it won't be all of it. So here we go. Okay, Dominic or Davion, or Dominic and Davion, are you still here with me? Don't mind my dog in the background. He's wandering around the room. Dominic and Davion, when I was channeling your energies, you lit up my K2 meter. Okay, I'm sitting, sound like I said I'm sitting by. Ooh, okay. Are you still here with me? Can you confirm? Can you say your names? I heard something, he is present. Can you say the name or your name? Dominic. Okay. Wow. Thank you very much. I'm actually happy to hear that it's Dominic because I don't have much luck getting Dominic to come through. Usually it's Davion. Hi, Dominic. Is Davion here with us?
The whole thing.
Okay, whoever that was, she repeated it twice, and I still didn't understand. I'm going to have to listen back. But she said the same thing twice. Dominic, is Davion here with you?
Best and worst.
I don't know if that was Dominic. Okay, guys, just a quick thing just to tell you guys. I do get some comments saying that I need to stop talking so much and let the spirits respond. So I've explained this before, and what I really need you guys to understand is that I do stay quiet for long periods of time and let the spirits respond. It doesn't seem that way because I cut those parts out, because I really highly doubt that you guys want to sit here and just hear silence or static for 5, 6, 7 minutes straight. So it seems like I'm asking one question after another because, you know, I cut those parts out. But I really do sit and wait for a response, guys. And a lot of times I don't get a response at all. So then I'll just, after waiting for some time, I will just jump to the next question. But it seems like I don't wait because I cut those parts out. If you pay attention to this, you'll see that it's sweeping in reverse. But you'll also see once in a while that it jumps a big number back because I cut the silent parts out. You don't see it all the way through. So please keep that in mind before you comment, especially the rude comments. Somebody told me I needed to shut my damn mouth one time. But that's why, guys. I do stay silent. I do let them respond. I do give them time. It just doesn't seem like that because I cut the long pauses out of the video as to make it not so boring and long for you guys. So just keep that in mind, okay? I'm gonna turn this back up. Okay, well, we know Dominic is here. He definitely confirmed. Wow. Oh my God, he just repeated himself twice, just like that one girl voice did, or that lady voice. Okay, so I have a question that a lot of people have been wondering. I personally don't believe this is true, but hey, you never know. So there is speculation that this crash was premeditated by Mackenzie and Mackenzie's friends. Pardon me, please excuse me, but I did unfortunately forget their names. They are both in the documentary, the girl and the guy. Somebody said that after Mackenzie crashed the car, that her friend, that the female friend arrived at the crash site right after it happened and took things out of the trunk to hide from the police or what have you. Is that true, Dominic? Were things taken from the trunk of the car before the police arrived on the scene? Key 2 meters lighting. Is that true? Was anything removed from the trunk of the car before the police arrived, even though the trunk of the car was smashed in completely and I don't think could have been opened? Another thing too is if there was things in the trunk that they did not want the police to know about, wouldn't they have also taken the mushrooms and marijuana out of the backpack that they knew was in there, since apparently it was Mackenzie, Dominic, and Davion who went to their friend's home before the crash. She was walking something, you know, with intentions on taking the mushrooms, smoking the marijuana, but they apparently, according to her friend, decided not to eat the mushrooms because it was getting too late. So they only smoked the marijuana. So she was well aware that those mushrooms and the marijuana were in the backpack. Why didn't she take those too? Yep. I heard that. So Dominic, would you say that's all a rumor? I don't even know how she would have gotten in that trunk. That car was so mangled. Now, I am 100%
Everything we know.
That's everything we know. Okay, so are you trying to say that the other things that are coming out you don't know about or you have no knowledge of in your spirit form? Is that correct? Is that what you're saying? Okay. Dominic, is it true that Mackenzie decided to crash the car on a whim because you had broken up with her in the car? Out there. Okay. Dominic, did you break up with Mackenzie while you guys were in the car shortly before she crashed? Is that why she crashed the car? Okay. You can also touch my ball or meter over here too for confirmation to give me answers. Sorry about the air conditioning coming on, guys. If you just in case you hear that, that is my air conditioner. Something this time. Okay, was it really over that time? Did you say it was over and you meant it and she knew that? Dominic, did you plan on leaving Mackenzie? Okay, that was a very faint response. He was having a hard time coming through with that one. I'm going to ask one more time. Dominic, were your intentions to leave Mackenzie? Did you not want to be with her anymore? Yep, okay. Wow, that sounded just like him too. Did she know that? And is that why she crashed the car? She took me out. Oh my goodness. That sounded just like it said she took me out. I'm gonna have to listen back, but that's what it sounded like from here. Wow. Dominic, what is your opinion on Mackenzie's current behavior in prison? Always getting in trouble, thinking that she's the queen of the prison, getting all kinds of money so that she can live a lavish prison type lifestyle, which is wrong considering what she did. Do you think that's wrong? Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, it sounded like, yeah, it said, yeah, we're still dead. I know, unfortunately, I know. Dominic, do you have anything that you want to say to your sister or your father, your mother, or any of your close friends or family? Wow. Oh my gosh. That was totally Dominic's voice, guys. Is there anything you want to say to them? He definitely said something. Again, gonna have to listen back. As always, I will put the caption on the screen. What I do is I listen back multiple times. I even slow it down. I play with all different kinds of features to try and understand what the response was before I declare a response. And there's some times where I still can't figure out what they're saying. So as always, if there's something that you guys heard that I may not have, please put it in the comments and timestamp so that we can go back and listen for ourselves. That would be much appreciated. Dominic, do you think Mackenzie has any remorse for what she did? Are you just as disgusted by Mackenzie's parents as the majority of the country is? Or even the world? Their disgusting behavior? Do you think that they should just accept the fact that their daughter is a schmurderer? For YouTube purposes, I have to say it like that. That they're protecting their daughter after she did something so horrible? Is that disgusting to you? The majority of people are very upset about her parents' behavior after what happened to you and Davion. I feel like I just have Dominic today, guys. I don't. Okay, I don't hear Davion. He could be here. I don't know. Okay, I have one final question for Dominic and Davion, if Davion is here. So according to the black box in the car, it shows that as Mackenzie was accelerating to 100 miles per hour, that the shifter was switched from drive to neutral and then back from neutral to drive, or back to drive from neutral, I should say. Which one of you, Dominic or Davion, which one of you were trying to stop the car? Which one of you pulled that shifter? Fast, yes, she was going very fast, and I can't even imagine how terrified you must have been in that car. The last Spirit Box video I did, we heard a couple times the word dove, or I should have dove. Was that you or Davion trying to say that you should have dove out of the car before it hit? Do you wish that you had opened the door and just dove out? Okay, gonna have to listen back on that one. Now, what about the shifter? Who tried to stop the car? Was it you, Dominic, or was it Davion that tried to stop the car? Dominic, was it you that tried to stop the car? Did you try to do everything you could? Uh-huh. I literally heard a young man's voice say, uh-huh. Was that you, Dominic? It's so sad. I can't even imagine. All right, so I am going to leave here And very respectfully, I want to thank both Dominic and Davion for coming through in the last couple of sessions. And I want to send lots of prayers and positive thoughts to Dominic and Davion's families. Guys, head on over to my post section on my channel here and click the link in my last post. Well, it's not my last post because I don't know when you'll be seeing this video specifically, but I did post in my community tab or post tab a link that will take you to a page that Dominic's sister set up to gather signatures to petition the fact that Mackenzie is living a lavish life in prison due to making money off of this case. We want to stop that. So head on over. I will also put the link in the description below this video. If you guys want to head over and sign that petition, that would be excellent. I believe she's got almost 200,000 signatures, which is just amazing. And she just started this about a week or so ago. So if you guys want to make a difference and give Dominic and Davion's families more justice, the justice that they deserve thoroughly, head on over to that page and do sign it. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, do give it a great big thumbs up. And again, if you are new here, please think about subscribing, share the video out. Any type of interaction will help tremendously. And again, stay tuned because I have many, many more Spirit Box videos coming out. I'm going to be releasing more videos a lot more often. And I do have some really, really interesting videos coming up that I know you guys will absolutely enjoy. So thank you so much again for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys.
That was trying.
We was trying? Are you trying to say that you were trying to stop the car?
Figure that out.
Figure that out, please. Well, we are absolutely trying. We are trying to figure out exactly what happened. A lot of people are still wondering about Rosie and Bubba taking things out of the trunk after the impact.
Went through it.
They went through it? Who went through it? Hello everyone, this is Jenny Love here, and I am back with another Spirit Box video for you guys. Spirit Communication Box, I should say. This is actually going to be a part 4 Spirit Box session, reaching out to Dominic Russo and Davion Flanagan. A lot of you requested a part 4 after seeing the first, second, and third one. So let me just explain. First of all, if you hear a lawnmower in the background, that is literally my lawn guy who decided to show up to mow my lawn right as I got done setting up for this session. So hopefully it's not too loud for you guys. Just try to ignore it, but I can promise you that once we start the Spirit Box, you'll be able to hear those responses really well. If he gets too close to the window, of the room that I'm in, then I will pause the session and let him continue, because I don't want you guys to not be able to hear the responses. But so far, everything is going to be just fine. So, but yeah, so a lot of you guys have requested that I do another video reaching out to Dominic and Davion, as some of you have some questions that I did not cover in my last 3 Spirit Box videos. Reaching out to Dominic and Davion. So, but I am going to say this, for now, this is going to be my last Spirit Box video reaching out to the spirits of Dominic and Davion, and for 2 reasons. One, I explained in one of my last Spirit Box videos. I just don't want to just do Dominic and Davion videos, because I have other spirits that are, souls of unfortunate situations that myself and a lot of you have questions for that I would like to attempt to reach out to and contact and ask questions. And also to Dominic's sister had recently asked content creators to stop releasing videos involving, you know, Dominic and Davion. She mostly meant for the ones who are putting out content, you know, spreading misinformation and complaining about the situation, attacking the families of Dominic and Davion, things like that. We don't do that here, obviously. We have the utmost respect for the families and the spirits. But, you know, just to kind of honor her wishes and respect her and the families, this will be my last video reaching out to Dominic and Davion, at least for now, for a while. But I do have some really, really, really good spirit box videos planned in the future that you guys are not going to want to miss. So definitely stick around for those. So yeah, I do have some questions I put on my post tab about a week ago, asking what questions you want me to ask Dominic and Davion that I may not have covered in my previous sessions. And there was a lot of questions that I already covered, but a few of you asked some questions that I didn't. So I'm going to ask those questions today. As always, if you enjoy my content, please put a great big thumbs up, hit that like button. If you are new here, welcome, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back to see me. I appreciate you, and I am so happy to have you here. All right, guys, so as always, I have my SB7 sweeping in reverse. I have my amplifier here to amplify the responses so that we can better hear them. And I have my cleft and reverb pedals hooked up to drown out much of the static that comes out of the SB7. So this way we can hear the responses better. I have some selenite crystal for protection. I have the K2 meter over here so that the spirits can light that up if they want to communicate in that way. And of course I have my blessed rosary here too for further protection. So without further ado, guys, let us reach out once again to Dominic Russo and Davion Flanagan. I had already done my meditating before even turning my camera on. I'm pretty sure I was able to reach out to Dominic. Davion, I'm not sure, but we will find out if he is here with Dominic. So let's get started. Dominic and Davion, I am welcoming you back in my space once again to spend some time, if you wish to do so, and answer some questions that we all have. Okay, that was an interesting response right off the bat. The world still has some questions for you guys, as we don't know exactly what happened in that car that night. So if you are willing to answer a few questions for us respectfully, we would appreciate that. I'm not going to take up too much of your time and energy today. I do have a question for Davion that a few people asked in the comments for me to ask. If Davion is here, Davion, can you confirm your presence? Can you touch my meter or say your name? Say your name over the spirit box, or say, I'm here. Make a tapping sound, any way you feel comfortable to let me know that you're here. Oh, okay. Was that you, Davion?
No!
What? What was that? It sounded like someone went, whoa, like yelling. Is that, are you trying to reenact what you said in the car?
I don't want to...
I'm so sorry about the lawnmower guy. Guys, when I film, I do it at the same time all the time, so why he came at this time today, I really don't know. Hopefully it's not too loud. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and ask Davion this question. If Davion is here, please. Oh, yeah, okay. He said yeah.
They were trying.
We was trying? Are you trying to say that you were trying to stop the car? That was clear. We were trying, or he was trying. He as in Dominic? Is that what you're trying to say? Was Dominic trying to stop the car? Wow. Davion, who was trying to stop the car? Was it you or Dominic or both of you?
Figure that out.
Figure that out, please. Well, we are absolutely trying. We are trying to figure out exactly what happened. This is why we need your help. This is why we're asking you these questions so that we can get a better idea of what happened in the car that night. Can you help us out with that? Okay. Who was trying, according to the black box in the car, someone was trying to stop the car. Was that you, Davion, or was that Dominic? Or was that you, Dominic? I think Dominic is here too, honestly. Which one of you was pulling that stick shift? I heard Dominic very faintly. Very faintly. It sounded like a woman or something, or someone tried to come through, but right after that, faintly in a young man's voice, I heard Dominic. Which would make sense because Dominic is in the front seat, or was in the front seat. I did. Okay, but there's a but. What's the but? What else do we not know? Both is here? Both Dominic and Davion? I could have sworn I heard them say both is here, or someone say both is here. I could be wrong. I'm going to have to listen back. Now, I did hear of, I don't know if it was another spirit box session or if it was a medium, but I did hear of Davion's spirit saying something about how, because he was in the back seat, his body or his shoulders were too large to come up to the front to try and help Dominic stop the car. I mean, considering how fast they were going, 100 miles an hour, that's going to push you back. So, you know, if you're in the car, so to climb up, to try to climb up towards the front to try and help stop that car, I can imagine is very difficult, especially for someone who played football, right? And they are a bigger, huskier person. Is this true, Davion? Did you try to help Dominic stop the car, but you had a hard time fitting? Is this true, Davion? Were you too big to kind of inch your way up to try and help stop it? There's a video. I heard like a female voice say there's a video. Well, there's lots of videos. I mean, the crash itself was caught on like an outdoor cam, a ring cam, whatever was out there, some kind of camera. No videos from inside the car that we know of. Are you trying to say that Dominic or Davion were recording or filming when this was happening from inside the car? And we don't know about it? I would think that something would have been found on one of their phones.
He shouted it.
He shouted it. Who shouted it? Who was... Okay, so like at the very beginning we heard that shout. Who was the one shouting? Was it Dominic or Davion? or both? All right, I have another question for Davion, if that's okay, Davion. A lot of people are wondering why you decided to get into the car that night. Your friend Bubba described in the documentary that you were supposed to stay behind and go home with Bubba the next morning to help him work on his vehicle. But you decided at the last minute to get in the car with Mackenzie and Dominic in the middle of the night. Can you tell us why you decided to get in the car and change your plans at the last minute?
An adamant that
She was adamant? Something about being adamant. So when Mackenzie decided to speed up and crash the car, there was no talking her out of it? No, there was no stopping her? Was she kind of just in a moment of trance type thing? Last minute anger impact that caused the actual impact? I know Mackenzie is a stubborn, very self-centered person, so I can see where that would be true. If Mackenzie wanted it, Mackenzie got it. And that included murdering her boyfriend and friend.
should we understand?
Now we understand. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much for this information. It's very helpful. The responses are, helpful for people who have questions, helpful for the family to get more information. Okay, one last question that I have for both Dominic and Davion, if possible. A lot of people are still wondering about Rosie and Bubba taking things out of the trunk after the impact. So from what I learned, the cops opened the trunk. I guess when the police arrived on the scene, the trunk was popped a little bit, but that was probably due to the impact. And the cops themselves opened the trunk the rest of the way. Upon all the research that I've done. A lot of people are saying that the trunk was all the way open by the time the police got there, and that there was things missing out of the trunk, and that your friend Rosie and Bubba were behind Mackenzie, and after the crash, they went and removed things from the trunk and then left. Is this true?
Everyone on board. Everyone on board.
They're bored? They're fucking bored is what I heard. So are you trying to say that people are just making things up? Is this not true? But I could be wrong. I could very well be wrong. And that's why I'm asking the spirits. Davion or Dominic, did this happen? Was there things removed from the trunk after the impact so that the police could not find them?
Through it.
They went through it? Who went through it? Was it Rosie and Bubba? Or was it the police?
What did it?
I have to listen back on that. Who went through the trunk of the car after it crashed? Davion. That was very clear. Davion could not have gone through the trunk. Davion was in the car and unfortunately passed from the accident. We're wondering who went through the trunk of the car and removed things. Was it Rosie and Bubba, like people are saying? Or was it the police when they arrived on the scene?
Tried to put
Tried to pull the
the
key? Did I just hear that correctly? That's what that sounded like.
many great.
Did Dominic try to pull the key out of the ignition?
After the
hit? Is that what I just heard? After the and then hit? But that also couldn't be possible because we all know, unfortunately, and very sadly, it makes me sick to my stomach whenever I think about it. You know, the condition of Dominic's body after the impact. He asked her to stop. Did you beg her to stop the car? Were you like screaming and yelling, asking her to stop? Wow. My air conditioner's starting up, just in case you hear that.
What does that
mean? So when Mackenzie was driving the car really fast, right before she hit the side of the building, were you begging her to stop the car? I'm gonna have to listen back on that one. Wow, these responses today are, you know, pretty insane. So I know I said earlier that I had one more question, but I thought of one more that was that someone had asked me to ask, and I want to end the video with, or this session with, this question. Someone wanted to know for both Dominic and Davion, how are you in heaven? And what do you think of heaven?
fucking eyes?
Wow. Wow. Okay, that was irrelevant to my question, but still. Are you together in heaven or on the other side? Are you both in heaven? Have you made it to heaven? Have you made it to the light? I know in most cases when, you know, people pass away, their souls sometimes have a hard time. We looked? Are you still trying to find your way into heaven? Do you need help getting into heaven? Okay. Well, I can't personally help you get into heaven if that's what you need help with, but I know that there are a lot of spirit guides on the other side that would be more than happy to help you find that light. Are there some spirit guides on the other side that you can reach out to? They're helping? Excellent. Excellent. I'm so happy to hear that. That was very clear, and that sounded a lot like Davion, guys. So from what I'm gathering, the boys are not yet in heaven, which is very sad to me. But they're trying. They're trying, and spirit guides are helping, which is good. Is there anything else that you want to say before I end this session? Anything you want to say to your family and friends or the public? I'm going to give you one more opportunity to say anything you want to say, anything that you want us to know. Please feel free to do so. I know it's hard, but please try to use as much energy you can to come through and tell us what you want to tell us before I end the session. Wow. In court? Something in court. These lead to more questions that I want to ask, but I don't want to keep this going for too long. Oh, goodness. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end it. I'm not even going to get into the court stuff because this is going to end up being a long video. And I don't want to disrespect nor drain Dominic and Davion. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. So thank you so much, Dominic and Davion, once again for coming through and speaking with me and answering some questions. You guys really delivered this time, and I really appreciate it. And I hope that you are resting easy and peacefully on the other side. I hope that you both find the light very soon. Wow. Okay. I just want to keep going. I feel like I have a very, very strong connection with Davion right now, but guys, I don't want to overdo it. I just don't want to overdo it. So I'm just going to go ahead and end the session, guys. Wow. I mean, you guys heard for yourself. Some of the responses were clear as day and very direct answers to the questions that I was asking. Very impressive. Some of the responses, they did sound like Davion, but I do have to go and listen back, obviously, so I can be certain as to what he was trying to say. But wow, out of all 4 of the sessions, I'm going to have to say that this one so far is probably the best one. Of course, as always, guys, if you heard something come over the spirit box that I may have not have heard or I may have missed, please do put that in the comments below and make sure that you timestamp it so that we can go back and listen for ourselves. And it is very, very much appreciated. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. As always, I love having you guys here to share these beautiful and sometimes tragic moments with you guys and have some, questions answered and, things like that. So again, I do appreciate you guys joining me today. If there are any other spirits that you want me to reach out to, definitely let me know in the comments. I'll start making a list on top of the list that I already have, which is not a very long list, but, several spirits that I would want to reach out to that, again, you guys do not want to miss. So make sure that you guys stay tuned. Again, hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're brand new and you haven't subscribed yet. Welcome to the family. If you subscribed today, we're always happy to have you here. And to my supporters who have been supporting me throughout this journey, thank you, as always, for always coming back. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care and peace and love. She's getting out, I heard. Oh my God, please don't say that. Can you touch this meter right here just to confirm that you said she's getting out?
Where you at?
When will Mackenzie get out of prison? If you're saying she's getting out, when? Oh. Okay, uh-oh. Hello friends, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. This is Jenny Love here, of course, And for today's Spirit Box video, I want to try something a little different. You guys know me, I am adventurous when it comes to this kind of stuff, in a respectful way, of course. And I like to try different things to see what works and what doesn't. So as I do every week, yesterday I was planning out my week for videos this coming up week and what Spirit Box sessions I would be doing this week and so on and so forth. And I came up with this idea, and I want to try it. So spirit guides, right? We all have a spirit guide, and some of us even have more than one spirit guide. And it is well known to the majority of us who believe in spirits and the afterlife and spirit guides and, you know, things like that, that it is the spirit guides who help us create the path of our life before we are born. So it is said that, you know, before we're born, we decide on what kind of life we are going to have once we are living on earth, right? So it is our spirit guides that it is said that they are the ones that help us create that path, and they are the ones that help us stay on that path. So that would have to mean that spirit guides pretty much know what's going to happen before it happens, right? It makes sense. So while we don't know that for a definite fact, you know, a lot of us do believe that that is true, because it does make sense to a lot of us, right? And we've all had life experiences that have pointed in the direction of, you know, spirit guides or guardian angels or whatever it is that you prefer to call them. They're there, guys. They're there, and they've been helping us since day one, since before day one. And so they already know what our future holds. So I am going to, I guess you can say, utilize that and reach out to the spirit guides. No specific spirit in general. We're not reaching out to, you know, anyone specific today. This is just in general to the spirit guides that we're going to be reaching out to get some information on, and this is whether or not they even tell us. They might not want to tell us. They might want to tell us. We don't know. We're going to find out. But we want to know what is going to happen at the end of the day to Mackenzie Shirilla, right? We all know what happened. She purposefully crashed her car into the side of the building, into the side of a building, unaliving her boyfriend and her friend. And she's in prison, as we know. And you guys know that I've done a few Spirit Box sessions reaching out to Dominic and Davion, which are the two souls that unfortunately passed due to that accident. But out of respect for the families, I didn't want to keep creating content reaching out to Dominic and Davion. While we've always been very respectful doing these Spirit Box sessions of reaching out to Dominic and Davion, and my air conditioner is kicking on just in case you hear it, I just don't want to go overboard. I don't want to push and push and push, you know. So, but we want to know so much. So many of us are curious about what is going to happen in the long run to Mackenzie Shirilla. Is she going to spend the rest of her life in prison? Is she going to get an appeal and be able to get out of prison in, what was it, 2035 or 2036? I don't remember the exact date. I'll put it on the screen once I look it up. But I know it's close to that. And, you know, there's a chance that she might only serve 15 years in prison, which would be absolutely horrible. I mean, she deserves to spend the rest of her life in prison. That's my personal opinion. But a lot of us are worried. We're scared as to what is going to happen. Is she going to stay in prison, or is she going to get out of prison? So if anybody would know that, it would be the spirit guides. So I want to reach out to them. I want to make this a very short yet very respectful session and see what they say to us. I mean, they might have been already trying to tell us, and we just have not been able to see the signs, because this is a pretty serious situation, and it's still very, very, very up there. It's out there. Everybody's wondering what's going to happen. You know, it's on everybody's mind. So let's try this out and see what happens. You never know what they're going to tell us, and I'm curious. So as always, guys, I do have my SB7 spirit box. It's not sweeping right now, but I will have it sweeping in reverse when we start. It is connected to my amplifiers so that it better amplifies the responses. Hooked up to the noise gate and reverb pedals to drown out some of the static. I also have my K2 meter in case the spirits want to touch the meter to let us know that they're here. And for protection, I have a blessed rosary here, and I also have a selenite crystal to ward off any demonic, evil, or angry spirits. All right, guys, without further ado, I've been talking long enough. Let's get into this session and see what the spirit guides have to tell us about what is going to happen to Mackenzie Shirilla. Okay, this is for any spirit guides that would like to come through and communicate. I am opening my space, my equipment, all of my energy to you to utilize if need be. So we are not sure if you are willing to give us this information, but we are going to try anyways. And we want to know from the spirit guides what is going to happen to Mackenzie Shirilla. Will she stay in prison for the rest of her life? Will she eventually get out of prison? And I'm not going to ask too much right now. I just want to ask a little bit at a time. So can the spirit guides please disclose to us, will Mackenzie Shirilla stay in prison or get out of prison?
Over here.
I'm hearing some things come through, but they're a little hard to make out. She's getting out, I heard. Oh my God, please don't say that. I heard that clear as day. It was very faint, but it was clear. She's getting out. Oh God. Can you light my K2 meter to confirm that that's what you said? Can you touch this meter right here just to confirm that you said she's getting out?
Where you at?
Sometimes it's difficult for spirits to gather up enough energy to touch some of the devices. I'm going to ask one more time. Is Mackenzie Shirilla going to spend the rest of her life in prison, or will she eventually be getting out of prison? I heard yes. Shoot. Can you tell us when she's going to get out? Whoa. That sounded like a young man yelling. Oh, I wonder if that was Dominic or Davion yelling in anger. What in the world? What are we listening to right now? What are you trying to tell us?
Did you?
Guys, I did not want it to go in this direction, but I think Dominic or Davion is here. Yes, I am, I heard. Oh boy. Which one? Who is here? Is that you, Dominic, or Davion? Wow. I think it's Dominic, guys. Is this Dominic? It's me. Oh my goodness. He really wants to get through to us, guys. Again, that was not my intention for Dominic or Davion to come through today. I was reaching out to spirit guides. We must have grabbed Dominic's attention. Dominic, have you spoken with the spirit guides about what's going to happen to Mackenzie? Okay. I'm wondering if the spirit guides are hiding behind Dominic. Maybe they are not supposed to come out and speak to us directly. I don't know. I really don't know. Oh, this is hard. This is hard, guys. I really don't know what to assume right now. But okay, yeah, I not only can I feel him, but I can hear the responses. That I really truly believe that Dominic is here with us.
You know, where?
Okay, so I'm just going to ask again whether the spirit guides answer us or Dominic, if Dominic knows. When will Mackenzie get out of prison? If you're saying she's getting out, when? Oh. Okay, uh-oh. Okay. Is that confirmation that she's going to be getting out? Guys, do not come for me. Obviously, it's not me saying that she's going to get out. I do not want her to get out. I would love nothing more than to see her rot the rest of her life away in prison. Trust me when I say that. So please do not come for me in the comments, because obviously this is not me saying this. I'm very disappointed in these responses, if I'm being honest. But if they are facts, there's nothing we can really do about it, but keep updated and, you know, listen to what we can listen to. And oh God, I'm shook right now. When is Mackenzie supposed to get out?
10 days.
10 days? No way. That's not true. I heard 10 days, but that can't be. That's got to be maybe 10 days after her appeal. Her next appeal, or...
Just happened.
Okay. It's not 10 days from now. There's no way. There's no way. That's impossible right now. What did you mean by 10 days? Can you try to clarify? Look up. Who's up there?
Well,
I want to ask some more questions about what's going to happen to Mackenzie. Now, I heard you guys say she's getting out, and then I heard 10 days, which that's definitely not from now. It's got to be 10 days from some other time. Can you tell us for certain when Mackenzie Shirilla will be getting out of prison?
Well, this.
oh,
I heard either I don't know or high hopes. I have to listen back. It sounded more like high hopes. Do you have high hopes that Mackenzie will stay in prison? Like the majority of us have? Okay, I'm going to ask one more time just for final confirmation. Will Mackenzie Shirilla stay in prison for the rest of her life? Oh my gosh. That was a little disturbing sounding.
At work.
Don't worry. Okay, what are we not worrying about? It kind of sounded like it said the end. Wow. That was strange sounding. I have no idea what that meant. Gonna ask again. Is Mackenzie Shirilla gonna spend the rest of her life in prison? I'm gonna ask again. Is Mackenzie Shirilla going to spend the rest of her life in prison? I don't know who. It was a female. Kind of sounded like Dee Dee. Dee Dee Blanchard, did it not? We know she loves coming through and speaking to us. Her and her spirit guide always comes through and speaks to us. But this has nothing to do with Dee Dee or Gypsy, so I'm not sure, but it sounded just like her. So are we not sure yet what's going to happen?
no.
No? Okay. That's fair. What in the world? That sounded like girls laughing. Like 2 or 3 girls laughing or giggling. Oh my God. This is a creepy session. The responses, whew, the things that are coming through are really creeping me out today. All right, I'm going to give you one more opportunity to... What will happen? I don't know. That's what I'm asking you. I'm going to give you one more opportunity to tell me what is going to happen to Mackenzie Shirilla.
Here.
And if, by the way, guys, if you hear what sounds like snoring, that is my Chihuahua. He is snoring behind me. I do apologize. He's a loud sleeper.
On internet.
Okay. So far, we are getting some mixed answers. But I can tell you right now, Dominic did stop in. He absolutely did. I don't think he's here anymore. I don't feel him anymore. I don't. I just felt him for the time being, and I haven't heard any responses that may have sounded like him since I stopped feeling him. And guys, honestly, you know, when, like me, when you've been doing sessions like this for so long and you reach out to different spirits, but, you know, repetitively, like Dee Dee Blanchard or Dominic and Davion or John Bonet or Gabby Petito, you know, all of the spirits that I have reached out to in the past on several occasions, after a little while, you feel different ways when you're speaking to those specific spirits. So like when I'm reaching out to Dee Dee Blanchard, I feel a certain way. When I'm reaching out to Gabby Petito, I feel a different way. So it's like when these specific spirits come forward to speak, you feel them, but in different ways. And for someone like me who's been doing this for so long, you come to realize that, and you can tell the difference between, you know, the different feelings that you feel with the different spirits. Okay, I think I'm going to end the session. Again, is there anything else that you want us to know before I do? Go ahead. Air conditioner is kicking on again, just so you know, in case you hear it. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Lots and lots of very interesting responses that came through. And of course, as always, I'm going to have to go back and skim through some of them and listen to see what they were trying to say, as some of the responses I was not able to make out. As always, if there was anything that you heard that I may have missed, make sure that you put it in the comments and timestamp it so that we can go back and listen for ourselves. This session was quite confusing. While my initial intention was to reach out to the spirit guides so that they can tell us what was upcoming or in the plans as far as Mackenzie Sharilla's fate, I did hear some responses come through pertaining to that may have been spirit guide, but then Dominic kind of intervened and took over for literally like maybe 4 or 5 minutes. You could hear him come through. I could feel him very strong. I didn't feel Davion this time. If it was both of them, I would have had a much stronger feeling. I mean, I could be wrong. They could have both been here, but it might have just been Dominic speaking. I don't know. As I said before, I've said this a million times, and I will continue to say it a million times. We don't know for an absolute definite fact what happens on the other side, how things operate on the other side. You know, none of that. We carry our assumptions according to our experiences and beliefs. And while I never ever tell you guys that you have to believe this stuff, this is for your own conclusion to draw. Okay, so whatever you hear, whatever I hear, we're both hearing the same things. I use an SB7 spirit box for specific reasons, and I have been asked that question in the comments many times. Why don't you use apps? I used to use apps. I still do sometimes use apps as far as spirit boxes and things like that. But I do have an opinion about apps, and I can make a separate video if you guys want, explaining that and addressing that as to why I mostly use the SB7 when I do these sessions and why I don't, you know, reach for the apps. When we're out doing, okay. I don't know who is touching that right now. Is that Dominic, are you still here? No? Okay. That wasn't Dominic. Very interesting. It could have been a passerby. It could have been a spirit guide that's still lingering. I don't know. But anyway, oh, I think it was a spirit guide. Did you see it light up a tiny bit when I said that? Unless that was just my eyeballs. I don't know. But anyways, guys, if that's, I can make a separate video explaining that, why I use the equipment that I use and why I don't use other things like the apps and things like that. If that's something that you want to see, let me know in the comments and I'll be more than happy to make a video explaining all of that. But anyways, great session today. Mixed answers though, unfortunately, no solid answers. But yeah, again, I'm going to go back and skim through everything and re-listen so I can maybe pick up some things that we have missed. Thank you so, so much to the spirits and the spirit guides who came through to communicate with us today. Of course, it is always, always appreciated and very helpful. Thank you guys so much for joining me today and tuning in and being a part of these communication adventures. I really appreciate you guys so, so much. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a great big thumbs up. Share this video out to any family and friends who you think would enjoy it. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace, love, happiness, all that. And I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Did everything just happen too fast and panic set in? And you just didn't know what to do? Pain? Yeah, oh, I'm sure. I know that when the police arrived on scene, from what I learned, Davion was still alive. Oh, the K2 just wow. Davion, were you alert and aware of what had just happened after it happened?
Out of that.
Couldn't get out of the back. Hello friends, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. This is Jenny Love here, of course, and we are going to do a spirit box session today that I know most of you are going to be quite happy about. I know that in my last spirit box session where I reached out to the spirits of Dominic Russo and Davion Flanagan, I said that that was probably going to be my last spirit box session for a while at least, communicating with Dominic and Davion, just, you know, for reasons to not push so hard and intrude, I guess. Even though we get really good responses and we have a lot of luck when it comes to communicating with Dominic and Davion's spirits, I wanted to take a little bit of a break again as to just not, you know, push and shove my way into the situation, I guess, if that makes sense. But a lot of you, and I mean a lot of you, have been commenting, asking me, please just do one more spirit box with Dominic and Davion, because we have, you know, more questions. And I've been holding off probably for, I would say, a little over a month. You guys have been begging me to do another session with Dominic and Davion, and I've just been holding off for as long as I can. And so today I'm going to do one for you guys, but I want you guys to know that this will be the last one for a while. I mean, I don't know if I will do another in the future. We'll have to see what happens. But as of right now, this will be the last one reaching out to Dominic and Davion for a while. I do plan on doing more spirit box sessions in the near future, reaching out to spirit guides regarding Mackenzie Shirilla and you know, talking about her fate and what's going to happen to her and things like that. So stay tuned for those. But as far as reaching out directly to Dominic and Davion, yes, we're going to do that today, but it's going to be a while before I do that again. So I really want you guys to keep that in mind. But again, I do plan on reaching out to spirits and spirit guides when it comes to Mackenzie herself. I have no shame in that. I'm sure most of you can understand why. But anyways, guys, yeah, we have a few more questions for Dominic and Davion. Before I hit the record button on my camera, I did do a little bit of meditating, reaching out to the spirits and the spirit guides in hopes that they will help me connect with Dominic and Davion. If you guys have seen past videos where I have communicated with Dominic and Davion's spirit, you will know that I have no problem getting them to come through. They are always ready and willing, and I can understand why, right? And I'm sure you can too. They want us to really know the truth, and there's no ways for them to tell us other than the ways that we provide, such as spirit box sessions like this. So without further ado, guys, let's get into the session. I'm a little nervous. I'm always nervous when I reach out to Dominic and Davion, just because it's such a sore, raw, heartbreaking subject, you know. But anyways, guys, as always, I have my SB7 here sweeping in reverse. It is connected to the amplifier so that we can better hear the responses. I have my pedals connected to the SB7 to drown out much of the static. You will still hear some static, but not as much as if I didn't have my pedals connected. I have my K2 meter here that the spirits can touch to communicate in that way if they'd like. And for protection against evil, demonic, or angry spirits, I have my blessed rosary and my selenite crystal over here. All right, guys, without further ado, let's attempt to contact the spirits of Dominic Russo and Davion Flanagan. Oh my gosh. Okay, the second I turn my spirit box on, the second I turn my camera on, like a split second before I turned my camera on, my K2 started going nuts. So I wonder if that's indication that Dominic and Davion, or Dominic or Davion, are here, whether just one or both. Okay, Dominic and Davion, or Dominic or Davion, if one of you or both of you are here, can you let us know, please?
Lock.
Can you give us a sign that you are here before we start answering some questions?
Not for you.
Okay.
That you can
That sounded like Davion. From past sessions we've done, that sounded a lot like Davion. Davion, is that you? Are you here with us? Can you confirm? That didn't sound very good. I couldn't make out what he said, but it didn't sound good.
Yeah, pretty.
Okay. So I have a question for both Dominic and Davion that a lot of people want me to ask. A lot of people are wondering why either Dominic or Davion did not, how do I say this nicely?
Pretty well.
Okay, so let me finish my question. A lot of people are wondering how you, Dominic, or you, Davion, did not take it upon yourselves to strike Mackenzie to the sense of knocking her out so that you could take control of the car. Did everything go too fast to think of something like that?
Usually it's
We did? Or you did? Did you attempt to do so? Did you attempt to knock her out
cool.
so that you can take control of the vehicle? I mean, that's what I would have done personally. You know, honestly. A clock to the head, knock him out, grab the wheel, put the brake on.
That's bad.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go ahead and think that everything is probably happening too fast for them to react in such a way.
Make
Okay. Is that true? Did everything just happen too fast and panic set in and you just didn't know what to do?
pain.
Pain? Yeah, oh, I'm sure.
It does.
Oh, wow, okay. I know that when the police arrived on scene, from what I learned, Davion was still alive. Oh, the K2 just, wow. I feel like Davion is here with us today, but I don't feel Dominic. And last time it was mostly Dominic, but we didn't feel Davion. Now this time is the opposite. As I was starting to say, when the police arrived on scene, Davion was still alive, but barely, unfortunately. So the fact that he said pain makes sense. Is that what you're saying, Davion? Is that what you're telling us, Davion? That you were in pain?
Ronnie?
I can't imagine. I cannot imagine. Davion, were you alert and aware of what had just happened after it happened?
Day night.
Okay. I have another question, if that's okay. Oh, wow. Okay. This question might be, it's definitely going to be difficult for me to ask, and it's definitely going to be more difficult for the spirits to answer if they want to answer. So there's a surveillance camera that was on the side of one of the buildings that is nearby the building that Mackenzie Shirilla crashed the car into.
Anymore?
Oh, wow. Wow. That was definitely Davion's voice, guys. So I pause when I'm asking a question or when I'm talking, and I pause. That's because the static revs up, which means that a response, they're trying to come back with a response. So that's why I pause to listen for a response. Because a lot of you know,
Out of that.
couldn't get out of the back. Oh my God. Wow, Davion. That was clear. Wow. Yeah, but as I was about to say, just like you guys know, sometimes I'll wait for a response. And then when nothing comes through, I'll start to speak. That's when they'll come through with a response when I start to speak, unfortunately. So sometimes it feels like I'm talking over them, but it's actually the opposite. But anyway, so the camera caught the car speeding by, and you could hear the sound of the car crashing into the other building. So what a lot of people are wondering, because a lot of people claim that if you turn the volume up really high on that surveillance video, you can actually hear what sounds like Dominic and Davion in the car screaming as the car zooms by. I tried that myself. I turned up the volume. I personally could not hear that, but there are a lot of people who claim that they could. So that's what I'm asking. Davion, were you and Dominic in the car screaming at the top of your lungs right before impact? And is that what we are hearing when we turn up the volume on that surveillance video? Wow. I was. I heard I was. Were you trying to open the door? Wow, okay. Yeah, because that's what, from answers I've gotten before and today, that's what I'm picturing is, I'm talking about Davion right now, is him in the back seat trying to open the door to roll out of the car or jump out of the car, and he can't do it, and he's screaming and he's panicking. and he's trying to hurdle his body over over to the front or up to the front to try and stop her. And I'm imagining, without going into too much great detail, as again, Davion in the back trying to open the door to roll out or jump out, screaming, panicking, and then very shortly before impact is when he tried to hurl his body to the front to stop her. But unfortunately, the impact came too soon, and that is how Davion's body ended up on top of Dominic's body, very, very sadly. We all know that Dominic passed on impact, and Davion was still alive, but barely, when the police and paramedics arrived.
That was me.
That was me. Wow. So did I describe that, Davion, pretty much how it played out for you?
Because Dominic.
Wow. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this session, but before I do, I want to ask... She wrecked it? Oh, I was talking. I'm going to have to go back and listen.
Attitude.
Okay, wow. Okay, this is for Dominic and Davion, which I personally still don't think Dominic is with us today, but I absolutely know that Davion is. But this is for both boys. If you have anything to say to your families, your friends, before I end this session, as it's going to be a while before I do another with the both of you, respectfully. Oh, they laughed. Is that funny? Was that a sarcastic laugh?
I'm so happy.
I'm so happy. Are you happy on the other side? Oh, I hope you are.
Every time.
I cannot get over that laugh. Oh. Okay. Why am I getting the feeling that they don't want me to make this the last session? I feel like that was a sarcastic laugh. I'm happy. Maybe they're happy to answer questions.
You know it.
You know it? Okay. Wow. And then lighting up the meat, I feel like they want me to keep going with this. Is that true? I'm not going to keep going today because I don't want to drain energy, but I'm stuck between a rock and a hard... Wow. I am stuck. I don't know what to do now. Wow. Whew. Okay, Davion and Dominic, if Dominic is here, what do you have to say to your family, your loved ones, your friends? Okay. What message do you have for them?
Last month?
Last month. I don't know what that means. Didn't Dominic's sister do an event last month?
Really don't know.
To raise money for an awareness so that people like Mackenzie would stop making money in prison, or being like a social media influencer or social media famous for unaliving people. And I do also know that she has a petition online. If you have not signed that, do go over and sign it. I will put the link in the description below this video so that you can click that to go over and sign that petition. Okay, Dominic and Davion, thank you so, so much for coming through today. I really, really appreciate it. And I know everyone else does as well. I'm going to let you go right now so that you can maintain your energy, and I'll be reaching out again. Okay? All right, guys. Wow. Another incredible session reaching out to Dominic and Davion. It never disappoints when I do a spirit box session reaching out to Dominic and Davion. Either one of or both of them come through. I think this is the third or fourth spirit box session that we've done with Dominic and Davion. And I know the first couple, it was both boys coming through, if I remember correctly. And then we did a session where it seemed like just Dominic was coming through. And I believe that was the last session we did with them. And now this session, I feel like it was just Davion coming through. I didn't hear anything that sounded like Dominic's voice. And they have two very different, distinctive voices. Like you can definitely tell the difference between the two when they speak. And then, of course, the, answers that we were getting and stuff like that about the back seat and just, oh my gosh. And there was a lot of responses coming through that of course, I have to go back through and listen to understand what they were saying. Whew. When I'm done with sessions, especially really successful sessions, I can't speak because I'm flustered. And that's what happens to me. My body goes into, I don't even know. I can't even explain it. It almost feels like you kind of have the flu. It's like a weakness that comes over you, like how you feel, how your body feels when you have, the flu or a really bad cold and you just feel weak and crappy and you don't have any energy. That is how my body feels after a strong, good session. And while it's not, too bad right now, I'm a little shaky and I'm just trying to recover over here a little bit. But oh my goodness, that was a good session. So again, I want to thank the spirits, of course, so much for coming through and allowing us some time and energy to answer some questions for us, which they absolutely did today. And of course, as always, I want to thank you guys for joining me. Thank you so much for all of your support. It means the world to me. And if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping in and hanging out with us. If you liked what you saw or heard, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I have 3 videos that come out every single week. We do throwback videos from investigations that we've done years ago. Of course, we do these spirit box sessions. We do the messages from your loved ones, and we do current and paranormal investigations in haunted locations. All kinds of fun over here, guys, with the paranormal, getting some answers, all of that. So yeah, I want to thank you guys so much again for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Share it out to any family and friends who you think would enjoy it. Love, peace, happiness, all that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.